Hi, my name is Frankie. Thank you for listening to my mom. I never listen.
Shoot till your arm falls off has a new definition, and that is behind the play of Rachel Ullstrom from Richmond. The Spider was 11 for 15 in a game this November with 35 points and 11 triples. Rachel, I can't think of a better introduction than that. That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness. Tell us about the 11 for 15 from the 3-point line. I mean, what were you thinking when, and how did you get that many threes off?
Well, my teammates really found me open in that game. It was I was just in the corner a lot, and we slung the ball around, got to the paint, and then they kicked it out, and I was just right there to shoot it.
Catch and shoot, yeah. off of screens in transition. Was it just a combination of all of it?
It was a combination, I think. Yeah, combination of everything.
I mean, do you remember being in the zone? Like, are you saying anything to your teammates, or when timeouts are happening, or are they saying, don't talk to Rachel? I mean, like, what's happening?
No, I mean, yeah, I don't really think about like the next play. I just kind of just forget the ball. I was shooting well. I'm going to try to shoot again. And if it goes in, it goes in. And they went in that game.
I mean, you're so modest about it. That is amazing. I mean, so cool. Like, usually your head coach, Aaron Roussel, texts me when something big happens. I don't know why he didn't text me on that one. He knows I would have fallen out of my chair. I've been so excited. Yeah. What's your relationship like with Coach Roussel? Like, this is your third year at Richmond. Mm-hmm. And I will say that when you study your game and your numbers every year, every one of your numbers has gone up. And I also should say that you are a 50, 40, 80 player right now. 57% from the 2-point range, 47 from 3, which is not a surprise, and then 85 from a free throw line. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Coach and your ability to improve every year.
Yeah, so me and Roussel, we have a very good relationship. He kind of beginning of or end of last year, kind of told me like what I need to improve on, what I need to get better at. And then over the summer, I kind of just did workouts that would try to help me get better in those areas. He's very upfront with me, which I think I really like and I appreciate that. And yeah, we have a really good relationship. I don't know, about like maybe like a month ago, me and Maggie Dugan, we were kind of just messing around with him, and we actually went underneath his desk and scared him. Yeah, I grabbed his foot, but he actually didn't even budge. But so our relationship is very like friendly, which is good. But also when we get on the court, it's like he's the coach, we're players. So just having that distinguishing factor is really good for us in our program.
Are you a prankster? Do you pull all the pranks on the team?
So yeah, I mean, well, I guess me and Maggie kind of were like, you know what, we had a lot of time on our hands, and we we're like, let's just, try to make fun of it. So we went around to all of the coaches' offices and try to scare everyone. But
so it's above and beyond Halloween. You're doing this, like setting them up for other things. Like, yes. What's the best prank you've pulled on either one of your coaches or one of your teammates? Getting under the desk is pretty good.
I feel like I can't really top that one. I'm not gonna lie. So actually that day after we scared Roussel, we went to our assistant coach, Alex, her office, and we hid. So Maggie was I was behind the door. Maggie was behind like one of her cabinets. Like it was a huge cabinet on the far side of her office. And so she walked in, and like I closed the door shut, and Maggie like opened the drawer, and we like scared her, and she was like petrified to go into her office for the next like week. So
really chemistry on and off the floor, so important. Yes. And you guys certainly have it right now. Richmond is number 2 in the nation in 3-point percentage, number 3 in the nation in overall field goal percentage, and your net rating, which I don't know if you are paying attention to that, is 31. That is outstanding. That means that this is a really good team. Tell us why this is such a good team.
Yeah, so I think over the summer we went to Spain, and I think that kind of helped a lot with our team chemistry. We were traveled the world together, and then coming back in the summer, we kind of made an emphasis that we want our practices every day to be intense and to push each other. and kind of hold each other accountable because, you know, if we want to, at the end of the day, win the championship and go into the tournament, we need to like make sure every practice is perfect and that we are getting better each practice. And I think so far we've kind of been doing that, and it's kind of been showing in the games.
You guys are also top 20 in assists, top 30 in free throw percentage. So this is a very well put together offensive scheme. I know the chemistry is important. The individual skill set has to be good. Tell us a little bit about the style of play, because I can look at the numbers and I can assume there are certain qualities about the way you guys play, but I want to hear from you as the top scorer and the person who's on the top of the scatter report. What do you see about this team that makes it so unique?
Yeah, so I feel like our team, we're very versatile. Anyone can score at a given time, like in any game. So I feel like it's very hard to guard us, knowing that we have a lot of shooters on the team. A lot of people can get to the basket. We have a lot of people who can make great passes when they get into the paint to kick out. So it's kind of hard to stop one person, because if you stop one person, someone else is going to step up in another way. And I feel like that's our strong power. We can, you know, have more diversity with our team, and we can find ways to win other than like one person. Everyone else can score.
Yeah, you've got great balance. At the beginning of the year, you had really good balance, and you've played a hard schedule. Tell us about your schedule, because you've played Duke close, you beat Oklahoma State, you played Texas, I think the closest that they've played besides the games that they lost. It's been a pretty impressive schedule put together by a coach that with a team that he knew could compete.
Yeah. No, he definitely had a lot of, he wanted us to kind of get out there, get our name out there to prove that that not only we can do it, but that other people can see that we are one of the top teams in our conference. But no, we went into every game like thinking like it doesn't matter what their jersey says, like they're a team, they put their shoes on the same way that we do, and just kind of like going out there and doing what we can to try to win and at least give a good competition for them.
So last year you were a sixth player of the year in the league. And as I mentioned before, and maybe you've already sort of answered this, Rachel, you know, your offensive numbers and your productivity has gotten better and more efficient each year. And you knew you were going to have to take on a more significant role this year. And you said you talked to coach in the summer. What specifically did you do to get yourself ready?
So over the summer, I kind of was always in the gym. Like my parents would be like, Rachel, like, what are you doing? And I'd be at the gym for like 4 hours. And I kind of took pride in like, you know, doing extra work, working my ball handling, working on different like finishing work exercises. And then just like shooting, I would always like, I would try to make like a certain amount in a row. And if I couldn't get it, I would like go on the line and run, I don't know, like 2 up and backs and do it again until I got it right. And just kind of staying disciplined with that, because it is like kind of hard. No one really wants to get up and work out and lift and do all that stuff, but it definitely is paying off. And I'm kind of glad that I stuck to it in the summer.
I mean, I don't know if people realize how much goes into, I always try to pull it out of players, because I know as a former player how hard you got to work to be ready, and then how hard you got to be worked to get ready and stay ready. And then the season comes and it goes so quick, right?
Yeah.
You know, like you're a junior now and you've had great success at Richmond. You know, you won the A10 championship regular season last year. This year you're tracking again, but the league is better. Like the league keeps getting better and better. What have you seen about the league in the A10?
Yeah, I think since I've been here my freshman year, like the league has been more competitive. I feel like anyone in this league can win the conference title. I think that just goes to show like that people in our conference are recruiting more higher players, and just that competitive aspect is going to be huge for this conference as well. But that goes to show like you have to go into every game like wanting to win, because everyone can beat another team. So there's never just going to be like, oh, like they're the top player, they're the top team in the conference. You have to kind of work for it.
I don't know if you think about it this wider, you know, than what you're working on every day, right? Because you're in the moment right now, and every day you're just trying to get a little bit better. But when you think about the A10 and your specific responsibility, Rachel Ullstrom, the 6'1", you know, 17 points per game, 3-point shooter, pick and pop, pick and roll, kind of like your whole skill set. You worked on your handle in the off season. That's all gotten better. when you look at Richmond at a 31 net right now, which is a net that's probably going to stay about the same because it's not going to change that much or drastically. This is a 2-bid league this year, maybe 3. There's that much talent for sure, too. When you're working out, I know you're thinking about getting better to help your team, but do you ever think about your responsibility as a stakeholder in the game, to keep working, to keep putting this kind of product on the floor?
Yes. That's kind of where I was thinking about over the summer, kind of knowing what Rusella told me in the summer, like I need to work on my handle. Just kind of be more effective on the floor. So I kind of took that to heart and did whatever I could to kind of improve that aspect. But also during the season, like, you're going to practice and then if you have classes, so it's kind of hard to like keep that that mindset. So I try to like get into the gym after practice to kind of improve that as well.
Rest and recovery for players is, load management and number of minutes and, all the things that come into getting yourself ready when it comes to scouting reports and film watching. Where are you on what because you're a more mature player and you're a leader on this team, how much are you making sure that your teammates alongside yourself are getting the kind of rest and recovery that you need?
Yeah. I think rest is very important.
Wait a second here. We're talking rest and recovery and your voice is going.
No, my voice is very dry right now. So my freshman year, I didn't really think, not that I didn't think recovery was important, but it wasn't a main like important key that I was really thinking about. And now that I've gotten older, don't really move as well anymore.
Wait a second. What are you, 20?
I'm 21, but yeah. So I kind of understand that it is an off day and that I should go see Sarah, our athletic trainer, and stretch, recover, get on the bike, and then do whatever I can to like make sure that my other players are not pushing themselves too hard to, because it is an off day, they want to get in the gym because that's kind of like our mentality to get better every day. But sometimes we need to pump the brakes a little and understand like we need to make sure our legs are good for the next game and just kind of understanding the importance of a recovery day. So that's what we're trying to implement with our team now, but sometimes it doesn't really always work like that.
The schedule you put in place, non-conference, tough, one of the tougher schedules. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about your net, and now you're in, the heat of it with A10 play. You guys are sitting on top of the standings right now, and there are some other good teams that are coming up that you're going to have to play. If somebody was to say to you, Rachel, here are a couple of things that we absolutely have to do, and if we do these things, we can win out the regular season. What do you think those things are?
For our team?
Yes.
I think if we can box out and kind of work more so on the defensive end, I think our offense kind of takes care of itself. Russell has kind of prided himself on that, telling us that, we can always find a way to score, but just making sure that like our defense wins games. So I think if we can focus on our defense and boxing out and making sure that we can stop the other team's option A, I think that'll be very beneficial for us as a program.
Is there anything that you enjoy more than playing in pick and roll game or playing in transition? Tell us a little bit about what is your favorite part about basketball right now?
I would honestly say just as a team, like our chemistry right now is very strong. No one's really looking like to score for themselves. We're very much a very cohesive team. And I think that's very fun to be a part of and also to watch. Like a lot of our fans come up to us after games and they're like, you guys play so well together. Like you guys are smiling on the court, like having a great time, and just like you also winning, but having fun while doing it just makes it so much better.
That's what you're going to remember 20 years from now when you come back and celebrate last year's A10 and maybe celebrate this year's A10 championship. Rachel Ullstrom, keep shooting till your arm falls off, lady, because it's fun to watch.
Thank you so much.